Welcome everybody, this is the match of the round from Division 1. A huge one here between Tony Wacholz at the top of the screen and Dylan Magika at the bottom. Tony was the runaway leader in Division 1 and he was beaten last week by me 2-1. And Dylan was the winner of Division 1 last season but has had a bit of a slower start this season. He also was the runner-up overall and grand champion, so with Julia Corbin not playing, he's our highest ranked competitor in the competition this season. But as you can see, it's an 11-point gap, so Dylan's going to have to start getting results to close this gap here. And I don't know what is this. It looks like he's on some sort of blue-white control list up against Tony on what looks to be a pretty stock red-black aggro list. And it seems to be something for this league here where every time I commentate a match, at least somebody is on this red-black list. I can see with Dylan, he's got that irrigated farmland there, which it comes in tapped. So I'm guessing he's probably playing the blue-white check land as well. So that's why I assume blue-white control. I think this is kind of a brew of his, but you can see the Gideon of the Trials and the History of Benalia. A cool interaction here, if you wanted to go for the Gideon, is he can plus Gideon on Chandra, and then Chandra can't do the 2 damage. Of course, he'd probably plus it on the Heart of Quran under this current board state. But as it stands for Tony, he can't actually protect that Chandra with the board, so he's got to find something to... Okay, he's got a Goblin Chainwheeler that can do the job. It'll block a knight. The other thing that is often forgotten, and I think I've mentioned this before, it actually costed me a match at GP New Jersey a year or 2 back, is that Heart of Quran, you can minus a Planeswalker loyalty point to crew it. I actually drew a match when I should have won because I didn't know that rule. See, Tony getting pretty aggressive here. So he decided not to go for the Goblin Chainwheeler there. So we'll see if he can protect his Chandra. I think Chandra might just be dead here. Yeah, here's a play now from Tony. I'm guessing on from Dylan onto Heart of Quran. But in terms of quality of draw, Dylan's drawn 3 History of Benalias now, so plenty of action. Now it's interesting he had that Abrade. There's 2 knights attacking. He could have actually saved that Chandra by using Kari Zev as a blocker, but he chose just to give it up, and that's why, because he's got a second Chandra. He's going to minus that second Chandra. But this time he's going to be in the position where he has to give up Kari Zev. Glacial Fortress, that's the name of the card I was trying to remember last time. So Kari Zev chump blocks. He's going to go Khan, so Chandra's going to stick around a little bit longer. He does have the option here of 2 blockers next, 2 attackers next turn, because he can just zero Gideon and get in. Well, now he's got 3 attackers because he's going to be able to use Khan to crew that Heart of Quran. A land is not what Tony wants to see under this board state. So plenty of pressure coming here from Dylan. Here's the Chainwheeler, not going to do anything on this board. It will protect against that knight, because the knight will only get pumped for 4/3. And Chainwheeler's got 4 first strike, so it can cover the knight adequately. A second Heart of Quran, which he's going to crew here. He wants to take down Gideon, I'm guessing. Oh, he's gone at the face. Yeah, I didn't actually realise Dylan's life total was so low, 5. I've been talking too much. But he trades away with that old trick that I mentioned I'd forgotten, which was crewing the Heart of Quran for Planeswalker loyalty. That's exactly how I lost, because I thought I had lethal on board, so at the GP, so I swung everything. But then he could block by doing exactly that, and then on the crackback he got me. when I didn't think there would be a crackback because I didn't think Heart of Quran could be crewed. And it was a ridiculous mistake, and we ended up going to time at 1-1. That was in round 1 of the GP. I was damn pissed off. I learnt my lesson because nearly 2 years later I'm still talking about it. But Dylan's at 5, but he doesn't really have much going on the board now because getting into the trials is just going to check, well, at least the chain whirler here. So you can see 16 life. There's a huge attack that's going to be coming from Dylan next turn. What's he got? 2, 4, 6, 8. He can make this a 4-4 ballista if he wants to. Yeah, there's a huge attack coming in here. He's going to use the ballista probably to shoot down the goblin chain work. No, he's not even going to bother. Yeah, he can just hard block. Yeah, Tony's seen enough, so we're going to game 2. This seems to be quite a heavy presence of white in Dylan's deck. You can look, he's got 2, 4, 5 basic islands here. Authority of the Console is an interesting one here. This is going to mean that it kind of negates Ragavan to a degree, because it means that Ragavan only does 1 damage rather than 2. Scrap Heap Scrounge is a good one to exile to stop it coming back. You can see Dylan up to 21 life points despite that Chain Whirler coming in and doing 1 point of damage. The rest will take the Spyglass. Two Chain Whirlers now. So it's Dylan up a game at the moment in Standard, 1-0. Now, these Chain Whirlers can play pretty effective defense next turn. If he wants to go that way. He does not want to go that way, so he's going to take a beating. He's going to take 12 points of damage here. I'm actually surprised that he swung that turn. Look at Dylan's mana, all white, no sign of blue. And you look at the cards in his hand, he hasn't actually needed blue here. He's up to 15. I think if he can find a removal spell here, this game's just over. I think the game's just over anyway. Yeah, no cards in hand. Yeah, Dylan's got this 1-1. One of them's going to get through. The ballista's going to do the last 2. Oh no, 2 of them are going to get through. So Dylan will take standard 2 games to 0. That's a pretty nice aggressive list he's got there. That's somewhere between aggression and control. The Terminus gives this one away. Dylan's on Jeskai control, but kind of trying to play this Terminus package here. Tony looks like he's still on Tron. He's been on this Tron for a few weeks now in the league at least. Just while they're sort of getting into the game, I take this opportunity. Both of these players are Patreon contributors, which we greatly appreciate. So thank you very much for your support. Interesting, there's an opt, and from Tony's side, if you're looking at that board, you could reasonably expect Blue Moon here, or not now. Dylan, yeah, he's going to have to play out the Field of Ruin here. I was going to say, he doesn't have to crack it right away. I think I would have waited there because see what the second land. Normally I like, when I'm going for land destruction, I like to take the second Tron piece that they play, not the first. Because obviously the first one they play out, they've already got one. The second one they've possibly drawn. I'm interested, and so you see, he took that tower. Tron would have been online right now. Interested to see what Dylan does here with these lightning bolts. Okay, Cryptic's going to be a good one here. 2, 4, 5. He needs 1 more land to be able to snap back Cryptic. Well, this is an interesting one. What's he going to take? That white source, I'm guessing. Yeah. Nice use there of keeping the Cryptic command from Dylan. He's getting super aggressive. Snap, bolt, snap. Not mucking around here. I wonder what he wants to do with this Jace, because you can see Tron's online, but 6 cards in hand. So he's left himself open to a threat here, and that's the threat. So I think we're going to game 2. Ugin the Spirit Dragon will clear this board. Or, I mean, Lightning Bolt's going to be able to take care of it, but Dylan's got nothing going on here. I would have actually been tempted there if I was Tony to just plus Ugin and do 3 Lightning Bolt damage to the do Lightning Bolt damage to the Jace, because Snapcaster ain't doing anything against Ugin. Here's a Worm Coil, so he can Cryptic this, he's going to Cryptic and draw. A second Worm Coil. Terminus is the perfect card to stop this Worm Coil. Unfortunately for Dylan, he's got them both in his hand. And here's Carney. He's seen enough. We're going to game 2. And that's kind of Tron right there in a nutshell. Once it gets to its usually 7 mana is the magic number, it just starts rolling. You can counter, but eventually it's going to jam a threat. So it's a pretty hard matchup for Jeskai control, but you can see in Dylan's hand he's got Surgical Extraction. And he's got Field of Ruin, so he's just going to surgical the Urza's Mine here. And he does a smart thing. He waits for Tony to draw first, so that, in the hope that he does draw another mine, which is a waste of a drawn turn, but he doesn't. So no Tron for Tony game 2. There is a new card coming out that's more Tron hate, if you'd believe that. I forget the name of it. It's 1 plus a blue plus a black. Name any card and search the graveyard, hand, and library and remove 4 copies. So you can even name basic lands. So you can bring that in if you're in blue-black colors and just name a Tron piece, and Tron's offline straight away. So here's Jace, and yeah, he can give him his Tron lands if he wants, I think, because just got to watch out for number 6 or 7. 6 will be a Worm Coil, 7 will be Khan. Now, did he let him have this? Yeah, Ancient Stirrings kind of negates the Jace plus, obviously. Here comes Thought-Knot Seer. Does he counter? Yes, he's just going to counter for 1. Doesn't need to dredge anything, delve anything here. It looks like he's going to win it for Jace Ultimate here. Surprised what did he shock himself? 2, 4, 6. Oh, he wants to snap back Logic Knot, okay. 2, 4, 6 lands on the other side. So Tony does have the pieces, the mana to do something here. The only problem is he's up against counter spells. So yeah, he can snap back Logic Knot here. We'll see what Sanctum of Ugin goes and fetches for. A World Breaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he is a land short of being able to play that World Breaker. And also World Breaker not going to do much on this board because he's got a Path to Exile in hand. Jace is going to ultimate next turn. Can't beat that Khan, so yeah, he's got a minus Jace, so that was a good top deck. It was Khan or bust there for Tony because Jace was going to ultimate next turn. So here comes a World Breaker. It'll take the Hallowed Fountain, I'd imagine. Last card in hand is a Path to Exile for Tony. So still a long way to go though. 13 points of damage for Dylan to get game 2. Stony Silence would have been a brilliant draw at the start of the game, but a bit late now. Because you look at Tony's mana 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's one short of being able to hardcast Ulamog. So most of his now he can hardcast Ulamog. So most of his threats he just has to draw them. Just thinning the deck out here. It's an expedition map. So Oblivion Stone's offline now. What did he cast Nature's Claim on what? Oh, okay, here's Teferi. So Cryptic Command and with mana up, so it looks like he might get home here. Tony probably on Ulamog or bust, you'd imagine. Three turns left. He's going to Nature's Claim his own expedition map to get some land. To get some life. I think Dylan was seriously thinking about countering that. Two cryptics, surely you don't lose from here. In comes Celestial Colonnade, so it's a 2-turn clock. So top deck time for Tony. You can see he's out of cards. No, hit a Ghost Quarter. Tony out of cards, needs to top deck. But he's up against two Cryptic Commands. I think his best top deck here is still an Ulamog, because you can get that Teferi off the battlefield, regardless of whether it gets countered or not. But Teferi's going to ultimate pretty soon. Yeah, this one's over. We're going to game 3 here. Oh, he's going to get greedy. Vendilion Click will definitely take care of this now. Oh, just to add some suspense, he's got a few cyclists going, but he negates that, and that is the game. So we're going to game 3. Dylan fights back. He took standard 2 games to 0. He's even modded up at 1 game apiece. This is the decider. Oh, nice. Some spicy sideboard tech there that we don't see too much. Urza's Tower. So Tron offline now, unless he can find... Well, we did see he bought in probably 4 Nature's Claim. So he's either got to find a Nature's Claim or an Oblivion Stone here. And he's found a Nature's Claim. So Tron back online. He does have... Yeah, I think you got to play the Scalding Tarn for that Logic Knot. Worm Coil Engine. He's going to opt first to hopefully find a path, which he does not find. Instead, he's going to... He has to Logic Knot the Worm Coil Engine. Tron is online though, so Tron's about to go offline thanks to that Field of Ruin. He's got to untap. If he can untap, he's got Cryptic Command mana up. And then he can start getting ahead. Oh, Nature's Claim against, that's 2. That takes down his Search for a Skanta. Oh, Ulamog, is this one over already? One option he has there that he could have used to preserve his land was to just bounce a land, but he had so many in hand, so it didn't really matter for him. He's got to do something about this Tron, though, because you can see Tron is still online. Worm Coil comes down, no answer for it. Oh, that's a nice card to take, but can he... And that's a nice play from Tony. Before the draw, he's going to Ghost Quarter. I think he needs to take the Path to Exile here. Yeah. Tony Ghost Quarters, so if he kept that card on top, he couldn't have gotten it anyway if he searched for his land. And he's found another fielder rune, that's huge. A nice cleanup job there from Dylan. But it's like Dylan's just kind of keeping his head above water, because you can see the expedition map now. He's going to have Tron online again this turn. Stony Silence down. Well, I was going to say he couldn't because of Stony Silence, but now he can. No cards in hand though for Tony. So now we've got a race. Celestial Colonnade getting in, and fingers crossed because Tony needs the top deck. He's going to get the Tron piece here. Finds a Graph Digger's Cage, not ideal. So it's a 4-turn clock. Cryptic Command is a big one. One, two, three, yep. 3-turn clock, Oblivion Stone. Do you count it? Yeah, I think you can let that resolve. Particularly if you want to win with Colonnade. Or Jace would force the issue on the Oblivion Stone. Oh, that one wants to go to the bottom for sure. He can't unfortunately play Jace and Colonnade, so Jace basically just gets to look at the top card and that's it, he's gone. But it did save him from an Ulamog. A couple of cyclers, here's Khan, this has to be counted. Tap draw, 3-turn clock. I think he tapped wrong there to keep the Sacred Foundry up. He took down this Colonnade. Okay, so WinCon gone. Now he's got an option here to get rid of something. What does he want to get rid of? He'll wait till the draw step. What's he going to take? 2 Khans there already. I wonder how many Ulamogs he's running in his deck. We didn't get a look last time. It's got to be Khan or Ulamog. He's gone for Khan. I suspect because at most he's got 2 Ulamogs with 1 gone already. There's 3 Thought Knots and an Ulamog left. Actually, he knows about the Ulamog because he put it on the bottom with Jace. So Ancient Stirrings is going to find a threat here. I'll be right back, I'm sorry. Hi, I just finished this. So Sylvan Scrying, I know they went out to eat. Yeah.
They went to eat.
They should be back soon, I think.
You never go out to eat?
No, I was at the gym. So these Sylvan Scryings are just deck thinning. This is just a... Oh, that's... I don't think it's good now because he's already got 2 Tron pieces each, so Footer Ruin's not going to do anything. Snap Bolt snaps the play here. So this is the win right here. No cards in hand for Tony, so untaps, and he's going to win Modern 2-1. On to Legacy, so Dylan's evened it up at 1 game apiece. This is the decider. Dylan can close the gap at the top if he wins it. So Blue-Black Death Shadow on one side. It looks like Show and Tell on the other side. Omniscience coming in straight away. So you can see with Dylan here, he can hard cast whatever threat he finds, but he doesn't actually have a threat just yet. On the other side now, Tony knows. Tony knows. That's a children's song. Tony, that's what happens when you hang around kids too much. Yeah, Tony's played 2 Death Shadow because he can't muck around here. As soon as the top deck Ulamog, Ulamog Emrakul, this one's over. Doesn't matter about that wasteland, it's wasted time because he's not actually hard casting anything. Death Shadow is down to 9, he can possibly win next turn. Deck thinning from Dylan, he's got nothing, I think he's just dead. Now he's definitely dead. Yep, we're on to game 2. So, sudden death here for Dylan. He has to make up that 11-point margin. It looks like he's on some sort of a... I don't even know if I've seen red in this deck. It's like blue-black show and tell. I don't know Legacy enough to know here. I've never seen a blue-black show and tell before. Maybe it's one of Dylan's brews. I like this Baleful Strix card mainly because I play Reanimator and that card's a damn pain in the ass when you've got Grizzlebrand. So the Delver reveals a Force of Will, so there's going to be a counter war here. Okay, Diabolic Edict. There's just a bit of a chat going on. Tony's like, weren't you playing show and tell before, thinking that he's on blue, red? And he said, no, this is he got this from a recent event. This deck list, yeah, and I can confirm it's all legit. I was saying the same thing in the first game. Actually, when you think about it, what he's missing out on, there's a show and tell, so that's the win con right there. Oh, this is big. He's got to counter this one. Yeah, into Turak. He says, what a draw. He gets rid of Emrakul, so that was the game right there. The only thing he's missing out on here is Sneak Attack, which is an alternate way of getting Emrakul in. So he's using black to kind of protect. So Tony's going to try and ride this Delver to victory here. He crossed his fingers, I bet, right there, hoping that wasn't Emrakul. It's not Emrakul, so Dylan's back to needing top decks. Down to 5. Show and tell will do nothing. It's top deck time for Dylan next, or he's lost the game. Let's see, he does not top deck, so Tony takes Legacy 2 games to 1.